Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here to tell you my twins' birth story and also an update of what's been going on up until now. I am 7 weeks postpartum. I'm going to start off with the day they were born. They were born Monday, September 26, 2016. They were not supposed to be born until October 4th. So they were a week and 1 day early. They came at 37 weeks. What was the problem? The reason why I had to have them at 37 weeks was that Saturday I was really lightheaded and dizzy, so I decided to take my blood pressure, and it read 164/112. So I called the on-call doctor, and they told me to go ahead and come in, be admitted into the hospital to see if we can get the blood pressure down and see what's going on. So I was going to go to the doctor or to the emergency room, labor and delivery, with my sister, and then I decided I just wanted to make sure that I actually had high blood pressure. So I went to our nearest CVS, and where they have the blood pressure cuff, so I took it there, and it had went up to 172/112. So that was an indication that, yeah, we need to go. So we went ahead and went up there. They put me on the monitors, so for the babies, to listen to their heartbeats and their activity, and as well as to see if I was contracting or whatever. And also they were just checking my my blood pressure every 5-10 minutes, and it did eventually go down. So they sent us home. We spoke with the on-call doctor, and he released me. So we were on the way home. It was we had just left 5 minutes, and the nurse called me back, and they wanted us to come back to labor and delivery and be readmitted overnight for observation. She didn't say exactly why, but when we got there, we talked to her and to the on-call doctor, and basically what he said, he wasn't comfortable with letting me go with me having twins and me having the high blood pressure. So he talked to the high-risk doctor, which I've seen a couple of times, and the high-risk doctor agreed with him that I should be readmitted for observations, and basically said that I was not going to go a day over 37 weeks with these babies. So my doctor was actually on call that Sunday. So it was up to her if she wanted to take me that Sunday or she wanted to wait until Monday, which was my 37 week, when I turned 37 weeks. So she decided to take me Monday at 37 weeks. So that's what happened. Whenever we went in, I'm not going to go in specific detail of what happened. I did go in to labor and delivery because I had to have a C-section at 12 something. I don't know exactly what time it was. I was very, very nervous. And she started doing the surgery. Yeah, she started doing it at 12:34, I believe. And within 4 minutes, the first baby was out. So she was very, very quick. Alright, so after 4 minutes, the first one was born, and that one is a little girl, and her name is Callista, and she was born at 12:38, and she weighed 5 pounds and 8 ounces, and she was 18.5 inches long. A minute later, at 12:39, I had a little boy, and his name is Silas, and he was 5 pounds 7 ounces, and he was 18.25 inches long. So they were very close in weight and in height. Yeah. But I saw both of them. But the little baby boy, Silas, for some, he was having trouble breathing. Not really trouble breathing. They just seen that his belly was moving in a way it shouldn't. And they were very shallow, fast breaths. So they went ahead and took him to the nursery. And Callista actually stayed with me the whole entire time. They were doing the tubal, which I had a tubal done, and when she was sewing me up. So she was with me the whole entire time, which I've never had that happen with my 2 previous babies, which I loved. But I did feel bad that Silas wasn't with us at the time, but he was in the nursery getting done what he needed to be done. And she never did go to the nursery. She actually went to a room next to me when I was in recovery to be weighed, everything done with her. She just went to the room next to me. She never did go to the nursery for that. And then they eventually brought him. So I did see her again before I saw him. So it was a while. I'm not sure how long it was, to be honest, because it's just like a blur to me. But I did see her again before I did see him. So while I was in recovery, they did a lot of like pushing on my stomach to make sure everything was being passed through. They did that quite a bit, and everything went fine. Like my blood pressure was fine, everything went good. And I'm not sure how long the actual total surgery was, but it was extremely, extremely fast, especially to have a tubal done, to get twins out, and to be sewn up. It was really fast. I don't really know how long it was, but it was really fast. So they, after recovery, they made sure everything was fine. So they went ahead and moved me into my room. And while I was in my room, probably an hour, if that, I started bleeding a lot from my incision, like quite a bit. And I wasn't actually bleeding at all from my incision, or when they were like trying to push things out at all in the recovery. So they were a little bit surprised about that, but they were like, oh, okay, you can probably start bleeding later on. So when I went into my room, that's when it started happening, but it was like extreme amount of blood, and it was like in my incision area. So they were a little bit concerned. So they had everyone leave the room, and they called, I guess, a nurse that was above them. They wanted the doctor, but I guess the doctor wasn't there, so they went ahead and called the nurse in. The main nurse was putting pressure on my incision to make sure if it stopped bleeding. If not, they would have to call the doctor in. But it did stop. And later on, the doctor did go in and tell me, say something about there was like a pocket of fluid and blood underneath my incision that probably like burst, and that's the reason why I was bleeding. But I stopped bleeding, so that was good. Well, while I was in the hospital, I guess I wasn't passing enough urination through my catheter, so they did up my fluid level on that, which caused me to swell even more in my feet, and I swelled quite a bit. Sorry, there's something wrong with my throat. It's like itchy and scratchy, so sorry about that if I sound funny. Now this right here, I would say, was like the worst pain I have ever been into. And I don't know if it was because this was my 3rd C-section or if I had the tubal done with it, but this pain was so bad, because I don't remember my pain being this bad with my 2 previous C-sections. And I actually got pretty fast with the 2nd C-section. I think it was less than 12 hours. I was already up and walking around. This one, I wasn't up until 4 o'clock in the morning the following day. So it was like I had my C-section at like 12:34, and I was up until 4 a.m. So it was like 15 hours afterwards. But it was awful. And they said that probably it was because of the tubal, because I did feel a lot of burning on one side. And the doctor said that what they did was they removed the center of my tubes out, and then they burned the edges, and they burned it so bad that it wouldn't grow back together. So that's probably what the pain was, and it was so painful. I mean, and it lasted on for a long time. I had trouble getting up and down. I basically cried every single time like I had to get up. It was bad. And they put me on Percocet, which with my other 2 C-sections I was not on. I was only on Tylenol and Motrin, I think, with them because I was trying to breastfeed, so they didn't want me to put me on Percocet, and I was perfectly fine with that. But this, I was taking Percocet and Motrin and still an extreme amount of pain. Like, I don't even think that it helped me at all. If it did, it would have helped very, very, very little. So yeah, but up until then, that's like the only thing that has happened at the hospital. So on Thursday, I was able to go home, and before I had to go home, they wanted to remove my staples. Well, the doctor came in. Well, I think it was like a PA that came in from my doctor's office, and she looked at my incision, and I was bruised very, very badly from when they were pushing on me and all that. I was bruised. They said a lot, like not normal. So because of that, she didn't want to take out my staples. So they told me to come back the following Monday to get them removed. And that's what I did. I went to the doctor to get them removed, and I saw a PA, so I didn't even see my doctor. And my doctor even come to see me not once while I was in the hospital. So she did the surgery, and that was it. And actually, the person that was assisting her, which he was a resident, he's the one that visited me in the hospital. And then I had her doctors, like other doctors in her practice, come see me. But her specifically, I did not have come see me, which I didn't like, because I thought since she did the procedure, she should have came and checked it out, but she didn't. So on Monday, I saw a PA. She was going to remove the staples, but then she saw something that was of concern. So she went to another PA, which was more experienced for like 35 years. And what she saw was a piece of my incision was not healing. And it was probably like this big that was not healing. So she had a PA look at it. And the PA put like a Q-tip in and felt around. And she found a blood clot behind that. And it was like, that's what the bleeding was in the hospital. Whenever all that blood was happening, that was what it was. It was a blood clot that had burst or something. So she said it was healing up. The blood clot was being extracted or whatever it was doing, and they wanted to give it another 2 days to see if the actual incision would be healing up, and then they would take out the staples. So I had to come back Wednesday, and they asked me, if you have any more bleeding, then just come in. On Tuesday, I woke up and there was blood, like a lot more blood, like everywhere, like a lot more blood. So I went ahead and went in, and that's whenever I saw my doctor. Not initially, I saw the PA, and she was going to take out the staples and pack me, which means like the area was this big, and she was going to pack that little area for it to heal. So basically what packing is, it's like gauze that they stuff inside you, and basically you have to heal from the inside out instead of the outside in, which with the incision, like with the regular incisions, you heal from the outside in. So she called my doctor in, and my doctor said that packing would be the thing to do. So she went ahead and started taking out like the blood clot. Sorry, this is really too much. If I apologize. But she started to take out the blood clot, and it just kept on coming and coming and coming, and I guess it was bigger than what they thought it was, and she basically ended up opening up my whole entire incision with no pain medications. So, oh my god, it was extremely painful because it was actually healing all of the other places except for that one little area, and when she started digging, it just opened it up more and opened it up more and opened it more until my whole entire incision was opened up. And it was quite deep. It was so deep that she actually seen the sutures from when she sewn the uterus shut. That's how deep it was. And it was only in one area, but everything else was still deep. It's just that area was really deep from where the blood clot was initially at. And then she packed the whole entire thing. Just the thought of it, like I have pictures of it now, and I can see it now, but just like the thought of her opening me up, and it was painful. And I didn't think it was right not to give me some kind of pain medicine or anything before doing it, because there was a point to where I thought I was going to pass out, and I think the PA thought I was going to pass out too, because she kept on calling my name, making sure I was okay, all that. So I came home and I went to go use the bathroom, and she didn't bandage me up. She just put something, like, laying it on top. So whenever I went to go use the bathroom, all of that gauze that was stuffed inside me started coming out. And I freaked out because, I mean, it's not every day that, you know, you have a big huge hole in your stomach. So I freaked out. My mom took me to the emergency room and basically told them what happened. So the woman, and this woman was, she says she actually does pack a lot of wounds. So she was gonna go ahead and just put it back, like take it out and redo another one. So she started taking it out and saw how big it was, and she like got worried. So she stopped and called the doctor in, and he was like, oh yeah, that's normal, but it's just so much, it's like so deep. And my mom would be the one to change it twice a day, and she couldn't do it. There was no way she said she could do it. So we did have home health, which is a like nurse that comes by the house and will pack it for me, but she only comes twice a week. So they did come every day until Saturday, which they thought I was a good candidate for something called a wound vac. And it's basically like a sponge that they put inside the wound and seal it off. And it's like a vac, like a thing that pumps like all the discharge out, and that would only have to be changed 3 times a week, whereas being packed have to be changed twice a day every single day. So they thought I'd be a good candidate for that, since no one would pack it, which I don't blame them, because I mean, if you would have seen how big that hole was, no one would want to do that. And so I was put on that Saturday, and this was just a very long and painful process, and I'm still going through it. I actually got off the wound vac on the 28th of October, so I still have a hole in me, and it's probably like this big, if that, like this little, if you can even see, and it was about that deep. So I'm still having that to be packed, and they said probably until the end of November it may heal up. So now I have my sister-in-law who is packing that for me, which thank God for her, because no one else will do it. So that's what has happened to me. And with the twins, they are good. They don't sleep very much. They cry all the time. I think they've been having a lot of stomach issues. So yeah, they were both jaundiced at first. He was more jaundiced than she was, but now they're fine. They have stomach issues and cry all the time. And I will like show you them, but right now it's I think 12 o'clock at night, so we're not going to show them right now. I'll probably show them tomorrow, see what they look like. And I do have some videos, I think, of them, like at 1 week and at 2 weeks. And if I do, I might put them on here so y'all can see them, to see what they look like now. I do have some vlogging with them whenever they were coming out, but I don't know if I'm gonna put that up. I might. It's just not very good vlogging and very much vlogging, just because of the pain I was in. I couldn't vlog at the hospital, so I'll try to get as much as I can of the twins, just so you can see what they did look like and what they look like now. If there's like any questions you want to know about anything, just leave it down below and I'll answer them for you. Sorry if this video is quite long, because it is quite long, but there was a lot that has happened to me, so I'm getting better, but this is a very, very like painful healing process. Oh, and I forgot to mention something, which is could probably be another 5 minutes, but I went to my 6 weeks postpartum on last Tuesday, which was November 8th, and I've only seen my doctor the 2 other times, which was at my 2-week and at the initial when she packed me. And she didn't look at my incision then because I was on the move back. So going into this, where I've been packed, I'm assuming like she'll look at it, you know, make sure everything's healing. Wrong. She didn't want to bother it, so she did not check my incision. So she has not seen my incision since she packed it, which was 1 week postpartum, which is just not right. And then she went on to tell me, because I had the tubal done whenever I had the C-section, which is when they removed the tubes, so you were no longer able to get pregnant. So she was telling me how at that time when they took out the tubes, they sent the tubes to the pathologist, which they always do, just to confirm that's a tube, that's a tube. We have both tubes. And she said that they could only confirm 1 tube, which, I don't know. It's weird. And she said the other one looked like blood vessels to the pathologist. So she said she is certain that she took out both tubes because, I was open and she saw both of them and she took both of them out. She just said that the pathologist cannot confirm it. So I don't really know what to think about that. So basically I could still have 1 tube in, or they're probably both out. I just don't know. And she said that there is a procedure I can do with dye where they can see where the dye travels, just to see if there's still a tube in there or if it's out. So yeah, just things keep on happening. And she said that that was the very first time that has ever happened to her. Yeah, I just don't know what to think about that. But anyways, like, to me, it's like just things just keep on happening. If not me with my incision, that with, I just don't know. I don't know what to think. So I am for sure going to be doing the procedure. So I'll keep you updated on to that because I don't want no more babies. We have 4 kids and that is enough. And right now I'm extremely stressed with the twins right now and having to take care of them and my little boy, which is 3. My 6-year-old does go to school, but yeah, taking care of 3 kids and the twins that they don't sleep. So I don't sleep at night. My husband actually watches them during the day while I do nap. But as far as me sleeping, I don't sleep because they're always crying. And if I get one to sleep, then the other one's awake. And then once I get that one to sleep, the other one's awake. So it's extremely tiring and stressful, but hopefully it does get better. We just switched them to a soy formula and hopefully that does help with their stomachs and stuff. But yeah, that is all I got for now. Again, if you have any questions, just like leave it down below and I will get back to you with them. But until next time, guys, thank you. Bye.
This is Silas, and he's awake with his eyes open. Can you say hello, Silas? Is it no? His little toe up. His little foot's hanging up. Hello there, boo-boy. He's the one that always has his eyes open. He just likes to look around. He's a week and 2 days. Hey there, Sai. Oh, and he now weighs 5 pounds and 5 ounces. And when he was born, he was 5 pounds, 7 ounces. So he's almost at his birth weight, which is good. I'm so precious. There he is. What, baby? Let me fix it. Come here. Let me take you. Say bye.
Slimy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, here, I'll show you.
Alright, I am back with the babies. The first one I have is Silas, and here he is. And he's 7 weeks. He'll be 8 weeks in 2 days. So this is what he looks like. At his, at his 1 month, he was 7 pounds and 4 ounces. So that's what he is right now. And he goes back for his 2 month next week. So yeah, we'll see how big he is then. And I forgot how long he is. I have a piece of paper somewhere, but that is how much he weighs. Now, he was not doing very good on regular formula, so we switched him to soy because he cried all the time, like constantly. He did sleep, but if he wasn't sleeping, he was crying. So we switched his formula, and he is doing a lot better now. Aren't you, baby boy? Yeah. He got a little spoiled early in life because he always wanted to be held, didn't you? Yeah. Yeah, and he's already starting to smile. I don't know if I can get that on camera, but he's already starting to smile. He lost his hair, and he's starting to grow it back now. He's such a cutie, aren't you, baby? Yeah, aren't you, cutie? Because I see something over there, I just don't know what it is, huh? You see something over there? Yeah. Alright, and I will be back. Well, let me zoom you in so you can see him a little bit closer. Alright. This is Mr. Silas, and he's such a cutie. Him is. Him very cutie. Oh, look at that little face. You see something over there? What do you see over there, little baby? He's already starting to build his neck muscles. Yeah, aren't you? Yeah. Alright, and I'll be back with Miss Callista in just a minute.
This is Callista, and she's a week and 2 days. Yeah. And she doesn't open her eyes very much, but when she does, she's just too cute. You can't really see how big she is because this phone. There we go. How big she is. She went to the doctor yesterday. Did she go to the doctor yesterday? Yes, yesterday. And she weighs 5 pounds and 3 ounces. So she's starting to gain weight. She was born, she was 5 pounds, 8 ounces, and then she lost all the way down to 5 pounds. And now she's gained her 3 ounces back. She's getting tired. She loves her sleep. Don't you, Callie? This mom girl. Next time Silas wakes up, we'll film him. Yeah. She likes to smile when she has her eyes open. And when you talk to her, she smiles all the time. Of course, not right now. She's not doing that, but... So she doesn't have her eyes open much, but when she does, she smiles.
Big one.
Alright, and I am here with Callista, but right now she is sleeping, so you'll have to get a sleeping baby because she sleeps all the time. We took her to the doctor yesterday, and she has an ear infection. Oh, she's waking up for you. So she hasn't been sleeping for the last 2 days, but now she's sleeping a lot since then. We got her on medicine. There she is. And out of my 4 kids, she's the only one with red hair, and she has lighter eyes. But this is her. And if you see something on their forehead, both her and Silas, they have really dry skin, like almost scaly-like on their forehead. And the doctor told us to put Aquaphor, so we have Aquaphor on there right now. And we took her yesterday again, like I said, so she was 7 pounds and 2 ounces. And like at her 1 month checkup, she was only 6 pounds, 13 ounces. And at the 1 month checkup, Silas was 7 pounds and 4 ounces. So he's still bigger than she is. We don't know how much she weighs, and we'll find out how much she weighs, like I said, on their 2-month checkup, which is just a few days from now. But yep, this is little Callista. And she's doing a lot better now. She had an ear infection in this ear, and now she's on medicine. She's feeling a lot better. And I'm going to zoom you in to see her. I don't know if I showed you her body. I don't even know if I showed you Silas's body. But this is how big she is. She's a little big girl. Very tall. Alright, let's zoom in. Alright, you'll see my face for a second. But there she is right there. Hey there. Hey there, big girl. Hey there, big girl. Yes. And she's also starting to smile, which they're not supposed to start smiling until they're like 2 to 3 months, but her and Silas smiles, both of them. He smiles a little bit more, but she smiles too, don't you, big girl? And she's also learning to strengthen her neck a lot more. Yeah, that's my girl, aren't you? Aren't you my girl? Yeah. Yeah. She's beautiful. Are you beautiful? You see the camera too? Brother saw the camera too. Yes, he did. Alright, but that's it, you guys. And these are my babies. But we'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye. Bye.